Fancy Nancy, may I borrow your ankles, please? Alright, so we're going to start with again, we're not talking about like setups, although like what I'm showing is still technically a setup. It's like a really old school, like wrestling style setup for a leg lock, but mostly what we're focusing on is the mechanics, okay? If you pay attention to the mechanics of the attack, you're going to be really effective almost everywhere, even if you don't got like full control of their leg and isolation of the leg. Sometimes just the squeeze is enough to get people to tap, especially if they're not conditioned to leg locks. She's going to bring her feet up for the drill. Okay, now as grappling practitioners, wrestlers, jiu-jitsu players, bring your feet up. How many of you have come into a scenario where you're standing and you run into somebody like this? Okay, pretty regularly. Other gyms, guys who cross train a lot here, or you know, whatever. It is what it is, right? So this isn't an uncommon scenario to be in anyway. All right, again, we're talking mechanics only. You got little legs, Nancy. You're all short. I might have to get somebody taller, or I'm just gonna have to arch up with me. Okay. All right. So for the purpose of instruction, she's just gonna place her feet here, which is something she might do anyway. By the way, if somebody puts their feet on you like this, it's a freebie. Just be mindful of something. Never stand square, okay, because she's gonna bump you. So I'm staggered in my stance. And then just be mindful that like if my foot is close to her body, she can make a third point of contact besides her feet. She's probably going to, okay? So if she goes for my heel, I have to think about whether or not I want to continue with my attack or I want to deal with having to peel her off me if she's looking for something, okay? So let's start pretty easy. Straight ankle locks. And again, she's a shorty, so I might need to replace her. So I'm going to squat down a little bit. All right. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking this portion of my arm and I'm digging it into her Achilles tendon. Okay. Now there's a couple of different grips that you can use, but the placement of the hand is important. If you look at like really old school leg lock videos and shit, these dudes are leg locking down here at the hip. Okay. There's no way to build enough torque to really fuck somebody up on a straight ankle lock from down here. Okay. I tell people like, say the pledge. Okay, keep your hands up here because it hurts way more and it's a lot tighter. It makes the little hole that you're attacking with tighter. So right now, I'm going to scoop and I'm just below her, between like the bottom of her calf muscle and her heel. That whole space, that whole tendon, any part of that is good to go on the attack. Now people tell you, oh, the lower the better. Well, I'm taking into consideration she has shoes on, so if I go as low as possible, her shoes might actually make it harder for me to submit her. So I'm going to go just below her calf muscle and notice right away where I put my hand. Okay, I kind of round myself into the attack. I place my hand on the chest and then I cup. So everybody do that really quick. Put your hand on your chest. Doesn't matter, whichever one you like the best. And then bring this other in and cup. Okay, these don't move. Okay, this stays here. Maybe a little bit of a squeeze. Okay, a little bit of a squeeze, maybe a little bit of pulling back your shoulders. Okay, but these don't move. Don't start here and come up here. Now, once I'm here, I barely need to move. A little bit of posture to move, right? And it would be the same thing if we were on the ground. Okay? Now, this isn't the best place to leg lock from. Like I told you, I don't wrestle from the knees, but for the purposes of the drill, okay, if I needed to, I'm going to expand my chest, squeeze my shoulder blades together, and I'm going to posture up, and there's enough pressure for her to tap. And then she's a black belt, and see from the bruises and shit, she gets beat up pretty regularly. She's tough. So if she's tapping, it's legit. She's not going to do me any favors to make me look good. Okay? Same thing on this side. Okay, I'm going to come through, round into it, right? Cup the hand so it doesn't slide. I cup the hand so that when I'm posturing up, my hand doesn't slide down. This is there to reinforce keeping my hand in place. Okay? And there it is. That easy. That's from the knees. If I were seated, it would be the same thing. We're not going to get into that yet because right now, most of our drills are going to be from here. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna almost like who here knows how to deadlift? Right? That's essentially what I'm doing. But my body is going through the motion of a deadlift, but I'm keeping my hand on my chest, and that's it. That's all you're doing. Okay, your partner, if you're doing it right, should tap as soon as you start to bring them up, before you get to this point. Unless they're like 6'5", then maybe you're gonna be up here tapping. Does anybody need to see this again? Do you need to see it again? All right, cool. All right, let's get it.